Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So guys, as the days and weeks and months go on, we're constantly hearing this amazing news coming from Ripple and the cryptocurrency industry in general. Ripple and XRP inching closer to disrupt the gaming industry. Brad Garlinghouse confirms games on XRPL. And this was mentioned by a few YouTubers before. Not going to dwell too much on this. This is just a quote from Brad Garlinghouse himself. I think this is one area where blockchain use is underhyped. It is incredibly interesting in terms of which underlying blockchain is most efficient. I think there's a couple being built upon the XRP ledger, and I think it's going to be a very interesting space to watch in 2019. And guys, if you don't know, the gaming industry is huge. In 2017 alone, the gaming industry earned approximately $108.9 billion. Yes, that's video games. One of the biggest entertainment industries globally. And I remember several years back now, video gaming was just kind of seen for children. And it wasn't ever taken very, very seriously. But, within the last decade or two, let's say, the video game industry really has come into its own. When you compare it to the movie industry in Hollywood, U.S. film industry topped $43 billion in revenue last year. And this was from 2018. So this is also talking about the revenue that Hollywood made in 2017, study finds. But it's not all good news. And they were talking a little bit about how Hollywood is stagnating. Well, yeah, Hollywood maybe should come out with some original ideas once in a while, but maybe that's for another channel. Wanted to get back to this, though. If XRP is used in gaming, what could this do to price? I don't know. The verdict's out. In more Ripple news, 20 of the world's major banks will incorporate XRP for international money transactions in 2019, says the SBI's CEO, Yoshitaka Kitao. And we know he's invested in Ripple, SBI's connections to Ripple. I think 2019 is the year when approximately 20 of the world's major banks would start to incorporate XRP for international money transactions. 20 of the world's major banks using XRP. Wouldn't that be fabulous? But before this happens, he says, businesses like SBI, Remit, MoneyGram, and Western Union have to start using this system. He further talked about MoneyTap, which he says for now only uses DLT, but he would like to make it XRP capable. Once we develop and are able to use XRP on Corda, an R3 blockchain technology which SBI has been invested in, the financial transaction of trading can be done in a very short time. And so just more news out of Japan, touting Ripple as the company that banks will integrate with. Promoting XRP as the cryptocurrency of choice for money transactions globally. This is happening, guys. It's all a matter of time. But when we look at these charts, we get a little disheartened because we've been seeing this crypto winter for a long time now. It's really funny, after the last drop, this is just coin market cap here. Tether made number 4 spot in market capitalization on coin market cap. And I know some of you guys give me flack for using this website saying, well, they don't calculate the correct XRP market cap on this website. Don't use that trash, so on and so forth. To be honest, I like to just use this website just because it's a clean, clear website to use when looking at this, when I have it up on the screen here. If I'm talking about the XRP market cap specifically, I will not use this website, guys, just to let you know. But with regards to everything else, it is kind of nice. It's just kind of clean and clear, and you can see charts on the sign. You can click on them if you want to go into any one particular cryptocurrency. Nevertheless, that's just a side note here. So where are we here? Where are we now? Let's zoom in here. This is XRP on a daily. And let me get my brush here. As you can see, okay, so this is a level of support. This is a level of support, okay? Level of support is after a downtrend, some consolidation before an uptrend. Okay, we see that here, and here as well. And it looks as if we are basing again into a level of support. And so what does this all mean? It's interesting. It's interesting. Let me just see if I can find, what am I looking for here? I'm looking for, right, rectangle here. Okay, so levels of support are zones. Okay, guys, we have to remember that they are zones. It's not one number. It's not like, oh, well, if it hits this amount of cents, that's the zone. Okay, they are all zones, and you can define those zones based on your trading style. So I'm just kind of drawing roughly where these zones lie. Okay, it's basically the consolidation. Let's not draw that last one there. Let's go back to brush. No, actually, let's go here. So it's basically wherever that consolidation happens. So after a downtrend, before an uptrend, we see a zone of price action. In XRP's case, this zone here is roughly from 30 cents to 25 cents, give or take. So 25 to 30 cents. There's a 5-cent spread within that zone. So where are we going here? So right now we're over here, okay? We've hit the zone 3 times before. This is the 4th time we're now entering this zone. And one of the rules when looking at technical analysis is the more times price goes into a zone, whether it be support or resistance, the more likely it'll go and travel in the opposite direction. So for example, if price hits the zone, then hits the zone, then hits the zone again, then hits the zone again going downward, the more times it goes downward, the more likely the next time it hits, it's going to go upward, and vice versa. So if you hit a resistance level and then a resistance level and then a resistance level and then a resistance level, the more likely it's going to go downward. Okay, that's just a technical analysis rule, a general rule, okay? So what I find interesting here is we've hit this 3 times, and before this bull run up, the big bull run back in 2017, we saw XRP hitting resistance levels. So let's go over here and let's just take a look at the resistance. So, when you kind of go back, it's kind of hard because, okay, let's see if we can do it this way. Go back here. So again, resistance, resistance, resistance. Okay, this is resistance, resistance. And so what happens is, and I'm not going, so this doesn't equate to more times hitting this zone necessarily, but this is old resistance becomes new supply. So that's another rule in technical analysis that one must be privy to. So old resistance becomes new supply. So we are actually forming, I wish I could show you guys this a little better, but we are falling into this zone again. Old resistance is becoming new supply, okay? And so as you can see here, now let's zoom out, see the whole thing here. So we're hitting the zone, hitting the zone, hitting the zone, but we're also realizing that this resistance level here was old resistance is now becoming new supply. So this is a very, very good indication. This is a very good, strong zone. And the chances, in my opinion, just based on this, of course, there are other indicators you need to look at when analyzing technical analysis, but I can't teach you guys everything in one video. Nevertheless, this is a good indicator that we're reaching a very kind of important zone, a critical zone. Now, how does this relate to Bitcoin? Let's go and compare it to Bitcoin real quick here. Let me just tell you something. Bitcoin, this is Bitcoin on a daily as well. There was a level of resistance here for Bitcoin. That level retraced here, okay? So that, let me just go up here. So that formed again, excuse me, that formed again here. Okay, we dipped here, okay, and before that, that zone traced into there. Let me see if I can just draw a line to show you guys that. So that line, okay, as you can see that line, right, formed. Okay, came in here, came in there, dipped again there. And guys, the thing I didn't tell you about this Bitcoin bull run, you thought it was the same time frame as this, right? Well, it was not. This was the Bitcoin bull run from 2015. So this was actually the Bitcoin bull run before the big bull run that we just had here. So when you look at Bitcoin, because it's got more history on the chart, you can see resistance dipped a second time, okay, back into this level. It retraced, hitting a previous resistance level from before this bull run of late 2013, 2014. Okay, dipped back into this zone, and there's a long wick here that could even be considered another zone, but I wouldn't, just because it's a 1 day wick here. But here we saw it bounce, bounce, and then before you know it, Bitcoin was on a bull run. So guys, what does this all mean? Well, the more times we hit support, the more likely the trend is going to change. This is not financial advice, by the way, guys. I'm just showing you some little things within the technical analysis. You've got to do your own research. Make sure you're making trading decisions based on how comfortable you feel. This is another reason why I bought my last remaining position in XRP at 29 cents. I know some people think that we're still going to be bullish. It's still going to go lower, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.